Hi there, my name is Chris. I'm with Outmersive Films, and I was recently tagged. Apparently there's this whole tagging thing on YouTube where like you tag other people and you say, hey, do this thing, and then they're supposed to tag 3 other people and so on and so on. And in this case, my friend Rory, aka Bigfoot, he tagged me and said that I should do a video that talks about my 3 luxury items that I bring with me on the trail when I'm backpacking.
The second person I'm tagging to see their luxury items is Chris with Outmersive Films.
I'm pretty good at keeping my pack weight down. When you look at my core gear, there's not a lot of extras in there at all. It's a lot of Cuban fiber gear, a lot of stuff by Z-Packs and Goose Feet gear and stuff. And because of that, my pack is only about 23 or 24 pounds for a week with food and some water. So that's pretty great. And the reason I do that is so that I can make room for all of my camera gear. Anybody who knows me knows that I like to make outdoor documentaries, and to do that with any quality, it means that I need to carry a lot of heavy camera gear. And yeah, so going ultralight with all my core gear means that I can carry that other stuff. So as far as the stuff I'm going to talk about luxury wise, you're going to notice that none of it is normal backpacking stuff. It's all camera related. The first luxury item I'm going to talk about is no surprise, it's my camera. I like to bring the Sony a6500, and it's a small camera and it's got a large sensor, and really it's pretty darn awesome. You know, it's got a lot of the features that most filmmakers want, all in a small little package. It's pretty good for backpacking. 1 pound, 13 ounces with the Sigma 30mm 1.4 lens, which is a lens I like a lot. Those two together, you can get a big variety of shots. You can get close-up, intimate type shots. You can get like a nice shallow depth of field because of the 1.4 aperture, and the lens isn't too huge, right? So it's pretty darn small, so that works really good for backpacking. I also like to bring a ton of other lenses with me, but I'm just going to talk about 2 other favorite lenses that I have, and the first of which is the 16 to 70mm Sony Zeiss lens. It's an f4 lens, so it's great during the day, not so much at nighttime, but great during the day. And I like it because when I'm hiking, I could easily swap between the 16mm wide range and get all sorts of landscape contextual shots, and I can also zoom in up to 70mm and get some mid-rangey close-up-ish type shots of people or animals or whatever. So yeah, it's a good usable lens, and it's also light enough to carry when I'm backpacking. I also like to carry the 16mm Sigma 1.4 lens, and that's a nice low light lens. It's a 1.4 aperture, nice and bright, it's sharp, and it's actually a great lens for getting Milky Way shots. It's good for stars and all sorts of cool night landscape type stuff. So that was luxury item number 1. Luxury item number 2 is my own invention. I think it's pretty awesome. I get a lot of questions about it. Basically, whenever you're out making films, you usually like to capture a big variety of angles, everything from close-up, mid-range, far away, that kind of stuff. And I think one of the more desirable angles is actually an aerial drone shot, especially in the outdoors when you have these big wide landscapes. However, drones are forbidden in the wilderness. There's all sorts of rules against them. They disrupt wildlife, and I try to never break rules whenever possible, so I did come up with a pretty creative solution, and that is this. This is a trekking pole with nothing more than a quick release plate on it. This is a slick plate that I use. It's the lightest quick release plate I found for camera stuff. And normal trekking pole, quick release plates, and on top of that, I mount a Evo SS gimbal. And on top of that, there is a GoPro. And what that allows me to do is create a stabilized baby camera on a stick. That means I can hold this up really high and get all sorts of cool drone-like shots. I can hold it low, I can hold it at all different weird angles, stick it through a crevice in the rocks, whatever I want to do. I'm able to get some pretty creative angles that way without breaking any regulations. So there you go. Luxury item number 2, GoPro on a stick that clocks in at 12 ounces, and that includes the GoPro, the Evo gimbal thingy, and the little quick release plate on my trekking pole, which I'm carrying anyways. Luxury item number 3 that I bring with me is, it's debatable whether to call it a luxury item or a handicap, because it's almost 2 pounds. It's 1 pound 15 ounces, and it's awkward shaped. It is this beast right here. This is a Zhiyun Crane M. It's 1 pound 15 ounces, like I said, and it allows me to get very smooth, creative, cinematic type shots with the Sony a6500. This is not supposed to support an a6500. When you look at the website, it lists only the lighter cameras, but it does work. I've used it, and I'm able to get some pretty fun, awesome shots with this. Yeah, like I said, it's bulky. It's kind of hard to carry around. It doesn't really fit very well in your backpack, so it's kind of a challenge. I've been known to walk for miles and miles and miles carrying this in my hand with the camera on top. So there's some sacrifice involved with it, but when it comes to getting smooth, creative camera movements, there's just no other way to do it. So there you go, luxury item number 3. So the way this whole tagging thing works is that I'm supposed to tag 3 other people. So I get to pick 3 victims right now. So the first is going to be Mr. Benny Braden, aka Plug It In Hikes. Great guy. I was actually just out at his house. Plug It In, aka Benny Braden, is the subject of my upcoming film called Highline, highlinefilm.com. Check it out if you want. He's great hiker. He's broken all sorts of records, so he's a serious hiker, and he's actually got a really interesting backstory. What made him what he is today is a very interesting story that I was lucky enough to be able to tell in this upcoming film we have. So there you go, Plug It In Hikes, you're tagged. The next person I want to tag is Will Wood, aka Redbeard. You've probably heard of him. He's got a red beard, hence the name. He is also the subject of my upcoming documentary Highline, and great guy, super nice. You know, we hit it off on the trail. Just, yeah, love the guy. So there you go, Redbeard. You get to do a video on this too. Lastly, I'm gonna tag. I've been debating this, but I'm gonna go with Stick. Yeah, Chad. So Chad, I'm tagging you. Chad from Stick's blog. Great guy, cool dude. He makes all sorts of videos, and he's way more thorough than I am, so you'll probably like his better. So there you go. You guys are all tagged. You get to make a video talking about your 3 luxury items that you bring with you on the trail. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those, so yay! And thanks again to Rory, aka Bigfoot, for tagging me. Thanks so much for watching. I don't do this YouTube thing very often, so I'm supposed to say like and subscribe if you want to. Don't feel obligated. Totally cool if you don't. I won't be offended. But thanks for that. I will put the product links that I mentioned in the description. And yeah, see you next time.